All right, my first grade friends, we are going to do some leaf exploration today. And what I want you to do is there should be in your packet of art materials that was sent home to you a piece of drawing paper. It's just 9 by 12 white paper. And if you went on, what I would like you to do is to go on a little leaf hunt this week. Take a little walk in your yard or in your neighborhood. And I want you to select maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 different leaves. And when you bring them home and they're still alive and not dried and crumbly, we are going to do some leaf rubbings with the leaf. That's going to be the first step of our project. So your goal this week is to create some leaf rubbings. Now, not only do you need some leaves, I have some here. These are some leaves that I have, I was able to press them and then I laminated them. So friends at school can use these for an array of different things. So these are the leaves I'm going to use, but all you need to do is to go outside, pick some fresh leaves, make sure they're nice and dry as far as like not having water on them. And then I will show you how we can do some leaf rubbings. And maybe you have done them in the past. Now, one of the tricks to doing a successful leaf rubbing is that your crayon has to be without paper. So what I like to do is to peel off the paper that is surrounding the crayon, because we are not going to hold the crayon in the traditional way that we hold it to draw with, because it will not work as well if we hold it that way. So if you just try to color over the leaf with the crayon the regular way, you are probably not going to get a very good leaf rubbing. I like to use pieces that are maybe about this big. So if you have some old crayons, this is perfect for it. So here is my red. So go ahead, collect some crayons, and if you need to, peel off their paper so that they have no paper on them, and then we'll get started. All right, guys, now you should have your crayons. And another thing I want you to notice is I have some crayons that are kind of the typical colors of leaves, but I also have some green and I also have some blue and purple. So you can use whatever colors you want to create these leaf rubbings. They do not have to be the traditional colors of fall leaves. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to feel your leaf. And on one side, the leaf is going to feel smooth, but on the other side, you're going to really be able to feel the veins poking up out of the leaf. And that's the side that you want to have facing up. You want the bumpy side to be facing you. And what you want to do is you want to slide that leaf under your paper. And then what you're going to do is you're going to kind of hold it in place with your left hand. And then you're going to take one of your crayons. And I like to hold my crayon horizontally, which means the crayon is laying down. All right. And then I'm going to grab the crayon with my pincher fingers. So I'm holding the crayon like this. And what that allows me to do is to sort of slide that crayon over my paper. Another pointer for you is to, when you are doing your crayon rubbing, it's best if you're standing up, because you can really use your belly muscles to help you get a nice, good crayon rubbing, because sometimes our fingers are not quite as strong. So I'm really moving this all around, and voila, I think I've got the whole leaf rubbed, all right? But now I'm gonna just leave it there for a minute because I did orange, but maybe I wanna see what will happen if I rub some red over it. And it looks kind of cool. So I'm gonna kind of try that for a minute. And I think it looks pretty neat. So I'm going to take it away. Now, if the first time you try this, it doesn't work exactly right, that's okay. it may take a little bit of practice. The other thing you might want to check is to see, oh, gee, maybe the veins were not sticking up. Maybe they were facing down. So that's why it didn't work as well. So I'm going to choose another leaf. I'm going to choose this leaf. And same thing, I feel the veins are popping up on this side, and the other side is much smoother. So I'm going to slide it under my paper, and I'm going to make sure that it's not overlapping. In our last project, we talked about overlap, where leaves were on top of one another. And we need, in this particular case, we need our leaves to be separate, because eventually we're going to be using them separately. They're not going to stay on this paper. We're going to end up cutting them out. So what you're going to do is you're going to slide that under there. And just for the fun of it, I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to try making a purple leaf, because why not? And I'm really seeing so much of the details. And if your hand is in the way, what you can do is, so my hand was over here and I was rubbing over here, but now I want to rub over here. So I'm just going to move my hand over to the other side, but I'm not really moving my leaf. Oops, but yeah, actually, you know what? Mrs. Herbay did move her leaf, because now I can see it's shifted a little bit, and that's okay. I'm going to keep rubbing on that side so I kind of have, it looks a little, see that? Now I have, it actually looks like the leaf is moving, which is kind of cool. So, and that's totally fine too. And you may be having so much fun with this, you may want to experiment what happens if I move the leaf around as opposed to leaving the leaf still. I have one more leaf here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this leaf out, and I'm going to see if I can fit it without overlapping onto the other leaves. And we'll see if I can get it to fit. All right. And then again, I'm going to take, this time I might start with green. So I'm rubbing my crayons on this side. Oh, it did overlap a little, but that's okay. I'm moving my hand. Wow, that looks nice. So then I think I might try a little bit of yellow. I'm really rubbing it on there. That looks kind of cool. And maybe just a tad bit of red. Ooh, wow, look at that. I think that's my most favorite one yet. Okay, so go ahead and experiment with rubbing some leaves. And if you, I'm trying to remember, I may have given you extra drawing paper, or you can actually just use copy paper too. But play around with colors, play around with leaf placement, and once you have that done, then you are all set for this coming week. So you're going to put this aside and save it somewhere safe, because then we are going to get it back out next week. And what we are going to be doing is we are going to be cutting the leaves out of this piece of paper, and I'm going to tell you something fun that we're going to do with them for step 2 of this project. All right, see you soon.